Good morning. Hello. Merry Christmas. It is the day after Christmas. It's over. We made it. Can't believe it's already it's over, right? Well, yeah, not really. I mean, right, we got 12 days of Christmas to the Epiphany, then it's officially over. But the day, Christmas Day, is over. And yeah, all that anticipation that builds up every year, right? And it's done. But I hope you all had a wonderful, blessed, enjoyable Christmas day. It can be, as we all know, it can be quite stressful and, like a rat race the day and leading up to it and stuff. And I just hope that you all, were able to enjoy your day and spend time with people you love. So, yeah, Merry Christmas. We had a wonderful Christmas Eve. With the storm that came through, we weren't sure that Christmas Eve was going to happen as it normally does. What we do is we go over to my parents' house and we visit my grandma and go to my parents' house, and then we do our Christmas there with my sisters and my nephews and my brother-in-law, and then we go to church all together, and then we go to my other grandma's house and we have dinner and do Christmas with her. Well, we had this big storm coming in with, really bad winds, still supposed to be really bad on Saturday, but luckily, thank goodness, it did not pan out as bad as it was predicted, and we were able to do it. So it was wonderful. We had already talked with the kids, and they were understanding that, if the weather is just bad enough, it's not worth it. It's not worth risking our lives. So, but we were very thankful that we were able to do that. Christmas Day was wonderful. I think I talked about it. So I got this for Christmas, this cool little muffler thing, but my hair is driving me crazy. I'm not really sure how I'm going to wear it. Sorry. It's probably going to drive you all crazy as I mess with it. But anyway, so we were able to stay home and just enjoy our family. My in-laws came up and had breakfast with us, and we opened presents and did all that, and it was really, really, really nice. We planned on going to see lights. We drove around last year and just looked at Christmas lights, and that was the plan. But the kids didn't even want to. I don't know. They were just having so much fun. They wanted to stay home. We watched a couple of Christmas movies. And yeah, they were kind of because we went to the Rotary lights, a big light display, a week ago today. Yeah, a week ago today. And so they're like, well, we went and saw those lights, those were great. So apparently they were satisfied with that. I don't know, we might still look around this week. Maybe one night we'll go out, because I kind of think Mike was a little disappointed that we didn't go. So maybe we will go out this week someday and just drive around a little bit. But yeah, it was a really nice Christmas. We did fewer gifts, and it was just more relaxing for me. We did more experience gifts, and and the kids were thrilled. They had an amazing Christmas. So I chuckle. You'll probably see pictures. I'm not sure if I'll put them on here or not, but we're going Amish. My gifts was funny. I mean, they were awesome. I'm so thrilled. They were very practical and very awesome, but I got a broad fork. I got a oil lamp, gigantic bowl. It's it doesn't say how many quarts it was. It's huge. It's just massive. I think my 7-year-old can fit in it. What else? Oh, my milking stool. I got a new milking stool. My daughter and husband made me a milking stool. How sweet is that? So they did that. My daughter got my mom made her a Laura Ingalls Wilder type dress. Oh my gosh, it's the cutest thing ever. And I'm like, I need one. I'm going Amish. I'm going old school. But anyway, it was just a wonderful Christmas. So, yeah, spent with family, and it was great. So I hope you all had a great Christmas too. Sorry, it just doesn't look right, but just listen and don't look. Anyway, so I thought I would talk today about how we prepared for the snow or the bad weather that was to come last week. I'm in a lot of homesteading and farming and all that kind of group. And a lot of questions were, oh my goodness, how do I prepare my animals for this? What was supposed to be temperatures, with wind chill around -60 is what our area was going to experience. And I understand, there's all these like, well, we have it worse here. Oh, you think it's bad? Look at what we got. I get it. Someone else had it worse than us. But it was still dangerous weather, whether it was the worst it could be or not. We still had to deal with it. We still had dangerous weather scenario coming our way. So that was our reality here was, blizzard warnings and temps, around -60 with wind chill. And we were supposed to get 10 to 12 inches of snow. It was a big deal, big weather event. So what do we do to prepare something like that? Well, one thing that we do well in advance is have plenty of hay. So we have a big stockpile of hay. We don't always have the opportunity to do that, but this year we do, and that's a blessing. We don't have to be digging through the snow. We don't have to be, hauling our trailer around trying to find hay. We have it already. And with that hay, keeping hay in front of the animals as much as possible. Feeding your animals their body as they break down that, as they digest, it warms their body. That's one big way they warm themselves is through digestion, inside out warm. And so, okay, let me get her some grain. And so feeding them more regularly, keeping food in front of them if possible. Not everyone has this scenario where they can, have a round bailout for them. We can't. We don't have that. That's not how we choose to feed our animals. So just feeding them more, having food out in front of them as often as possible is what we did. Bedding. We have 3 stalls in our barn, and so we already had those pretty well bedded, and usually we keep them shut so that the animals don't mess them up during the day. One of them, Johnny, goes in at night when he's separated from Apple, but we left them open that way that they could go in there and they could have, seek shelter and be a little warmer. And of course the barn itself was the shelter, having a windbreak of some sort to give them just a little reprieve from the wind. That's another thing that we do to help them along during this, because they're meant to be outside. I saw one post, pretty sure it was a troll, but they're like, there's no competition for whose animals can survive this. Bring them inside. Even your chickens, just bring them inside. And I'm like, really? I have 4 horses, 4 head of cattle, and I don't even know how many chickens and turkeys in my house. And a partridge in a pear tree. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a troll, but it was like, that's just not even possible. Don't even go there. They are meant to be outside. They have resources. They have a coat that has gotten nice and thick. Even though I understand some areas of the country they don't grow a winter coat because it's not normal to be so cold. So yeah, they probably throw a blanket on, and that's normal, or that's understandable. But most, if you're up in a climate where it's cold in the winter, your animals have a winter coat for a reason. But we do what we can to help them as well, because they're not, the -50, 60 degrees is not what they're, used to. And they can have repercussions from that. The other thing is water, keeping water in, broken up, what's the word? Not iced over, So we had to do that. Our chickens have a water heater. Our big animals have a water heater. But we found out, I don't remember what day it was, Friday maybe? I think and looked at Apple and I'm like, gosh, she's looking dehydrated. And I wasn't getting much milk, and I was like, I bet she's dehydrated. And sure enough, we pulled in a different a water tank into the barn and filled it up, and she just went nuts over that. She was just knocking us over trying to get buckets. We had to haul buckets for it. Hi, Lincoln. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. You're not going to kiss me. And so turns out she's a little spoiled and didn't want to walk. She had to go outside to get to the water tank and didn't want to do that. I mean, granted, it was really windy and really obnoxiously cold. So I get it. So that was one thing we had to deal with. Then what else do we do? So bedding, food. Oh, with food, also with chickens, I am not a huge fan of feeding corn. That's all they feed their chickens. Not something I agree with, but to each his own. I completely respect that everyone has their own thoughts on that. But corn is a great thing to feed chickens when it is going to be really cold, because corn does heat up their body a lot. And so we did give our chickens a little corn to help them along. And we didn't lose any. I have one that molted like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It looks terrible. It is so sickly. And I've checked it over. There's no mites or lice or anything like that. It just molted in the winter. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with that chicken. Yeah, I'm like, you're gonna be, I'll be surprised if you live through this. It's fine. It lived. We also put a heat lamp in with the chickens. Not also something I don't normally have. We are firm believers, and chickens they're actually hardier than you think, and so we don't normally have a heat lamp, but we did. We put one in there very securely, to help them out, and that was great. We also do deep bedding in our chickens, like 12 inches, 18 inches of organic material. So leaves mainly is what's in there, and that helps really insulate the coop. What else do we do? Our bunny, like, we have plastic around the cage so that there's not the wind's not getting in there, and she did just fine. I'm trying to think. I am not a fan of blanketing horses and everything, but we also don't have any that are old and frail, and we've done it in the past with a horse that maybe doesn't, just is a little weaker. But right now, all of our animals are strong and healthy, and we didn't feel the need to blanket them, and they did just fine. One thing that is good to know is if you see livestock with snow on their back, that is a good thing. That means that they are maintaining the core body temperature. If the snow is melted, that means they're losing heat. And so I paid attention to the animals a lot. Granted, pretty sure the cows just hung out in the barn because, oh man, I don't think they ever left the barn. But the horses, and they did have some frost on their backs, but the horses had a lot of snow on their backs, and they kept it. So I was really thrilled to see that they were doing great. They did really well. The pigs, they have some bedding already, but there's like 4 of them in one hut and 2 in another. They keep each other warm. They dig down, and their huts have like a rubber roofing material on the front, so their door, it's a heavier door, and so that keeps them. They walk out and there's just steam piling out of their hut. So they did great. I was a little nervous, but they didn't do any. They did just fine. And then as for us, so I was more concerned about the animals. I was most concerned about losing power because we had that really big, heavy snow just a week before, and we lost so many limbs, and it's still frozen to the trees. There's still trees that are just absolutely bent over and have this super heavy weight of snow frozen to them. And now we're getting 50 mile an hour winds. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're gonna lose power. That was my biggest fear. And so what we did is we had like 10 5-gallon buckets in our basement full of water for the animals, because that's the biggest thing. They have to have water. So we had that ready, and then we loaded a whole ton of wood into our basement for our wood heater. So we have a wood stove in our basement and the wood furnace. So we loaded a whole bunch of wood in so that we were prepared. If power went out, we would be fine. Plenty of food, plenty of canned food, and that wasn't a worry. It was mainly just and we have plenty of candles and all this stuff. I'm sure Mike would have had me open up my oil lamp if needed, but we didn't lose power. Thank goodness. We we had power. Our furnace, like we do have an LP furnace as well as a backup, but we try not to run it. It's expensive. So we try to only get a one tank of LP a year. Anyways, it never even had to turn on. I turned it on, what was it, Saturday night when we came back from Christmas Eve celebrations, because the house was just cold enough that I thought, I'll just give the wood furnace a little head start and turn it on, brought it up a few degrees and turned it off. That was it. It was amazing. Yeah. So, but the storm also did not produce what it was predicted to, which was great. Some people think I'm complaining when I say that, and I'm not. I'm not complaining at all. I'm thrilled. I prayed for this. I prayed that it would not be as bad. And it wasn't. We got like 4 to 5 inches, not 10 to 12. We did not have, I think the most winds got was around 30 miles an hour. So way better than 50 miles an hour. And I want to say the coldest was probably around negative 30-ish. Yeah, so much better than predicted. I mean, that's still really cold, obnoxiously cold, but oh my gosh, it could have been so much worse. And I'm so thankful that it wasn't. But yeah, those are just kind of ways that we help our animals get along while there is big weather events like that. Thankfully, it wasn't prolonged. It's still cold right now, but the wind has died down. The wind died down yesterday. Yeah, so it's really not as bad anymore. So yay, we made it through. We didn't have any casualties. Our one casualty was our hose that blew up. We have like a short piece of hose on our hydrant to fill the cattle tank, and that exploded and just was like a sprinkler. But that's all right. We lost that. We lost a water that busted, but no animal casualties. So yay, that's awesome. We made it through, and it was wonderful that everyone did okay. Yeah, so that was that. Got through a big storm, and we had a white Christmas, which, oh my gosh, we live in Wisconsin, but we don't always have a white Christmas, and it's been a few years, so thrilled to have a white Christmas. It was beautiful. So I pray you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.